Hey, it's me, ProJared, and this is Valheim, the newest craze, and deservedly so, because this game is awesome. If you haven't seen it before and haven't heard it before, the best way to describe it is like a Viking take on Rust. Or like a Viking, I would say Minecraft, but that's not a really good comparison. That said, if you are currently playing Valheim and you don't want to see any spoilers of any kind, I recommend not watching this video because there will be many. Now in this game, it's all about basically have to go and defeat several bosses for Odin. And to do so, you'll need to fight animals, fight beasts, collect their materials, rest up, find shelter, etc., etc. And I wanted to show off the castle that I built. But I wanted to give you an idea for people who have not played this game before, who just want to see what it's like for building to get you an idea. So I've got just a small stack of wood on me. And first need to build a crafting bench, which allows you, gives like that ring, shows how far out I can build. And then I can start building just a simple little hut. You know, let's put a little floor there. And then you can do some walls. Hold on, every now and then those guys will show up and try to fight you. But yeah, so the way it works, like everything just like really easily snaps to each other. But then you can also make it like not snap. So you can try to do some like more wacky structures. But for simplicity, let's do that. Make a nice door I can go in and out. And then, you know, if it rains though, I can't go to sleep just in an open ceiling. So it also needs a roof. So then you also make some thatch roof for your cottage. Yes. Just do that like that there. And like that there. There you go. See, now I got the little shelter thing at the upper right, so I'm technically sheltered. I could probably make this look nicer though. Like I can, you know, I can use some wood to kind of seal it up, or maybe let's put like a sticky. That way I have like a, yeah, that way I got some natural light coming in here. So, so that's just an example of like a small, crappy hut that you can build. Just for demonstration purposes. So there you go. This is like a small 2-square hut. I had a grand total of like 50 wood on me, and I'm down to 14. That's just for context, to have an idea of like how much wood it takes to build anything. Now then, let me show you the first house I ever made. Let me get my sword and shield out though. There's my first house I ever made. We found this massive open meadows, and then this is a completely co-op game. It's like up to 10 players on a server versus the world. It's also a lot like Haven and Hearth, where you can make the server consistent so anyone can log on and play whenever they want. But this is the first house. Just nice and simple, nothing too fancy. I wanted to make it tall enough so that we had plenty of room. And yeah, look at this. We got a deer hide rug, you know, to help tie the room together. We got several chests that we have labeled so we know what's in there. We've moved on from this place, but this is our storage system, our extra workbench in case we need to, you know, repair our stuff or whatever. We got our little cooking fire so we can, you know, cook some stuff up. You know, some extra weapons here, so if we ever need any extra spare equipment, we could also get them here and also just easily pull that spear off the wall if I ever want to. There's a lot of different weapon types. This was actually a later addition. This used to be walled off, but then I added it in when I realized we didn't have a gathering hall. So I just made a simple table. You know, I got some tankards here, some nice sconces. I'm currently out of fuel for them, but that was really lighting up the place. Some natural lighting, obviously. Need that. And then we can go upstairs into like the loft area. And this is where all of our beds were. So we all had our own beds, which is where you have your spawn point. You can go to bed to speed through the night. Our own personal chest for each one of our characters. And yeah, so you saw how much wood and effort it took to make that first little small hut. This is the second one that I made. Way more. And it's important that you have that thatch roof, because otherwise when it rains, it just rains on all of your stuff and the wood, and it actually weakens the wood and damages it down to like half its durability. And you saw that one monster attack me. Monsters will attack your stuff and then bust it. So you need a thatch roof to protect everything down below. Now, after I built this, we had to expand and do some other stuff. I also made this like little blacksmith. There's a little blacksmith area that I made. We have to have a little hole for our smelter, though, because otherwise the smoke actually builds up in the area and you can suffocate. So related to that, on the backside of our of the house I made, where you saw the campfire, is this little chimney that I made. And you can see the smoke safely billowing out harmlessly outside. We also got our extra workbench upgrade items to do some tanning and stuff in our cart. But yeah, we got like a furnace to make charcoal from wood, the smelter, the anvil system, a grinding wheel. We're using this to iron up, so we got some extra pieces of iron and tin in here for swords and armor and whatnot. Another thing that I was also really excited about is I made a little farm down here. I got some stuff growing. Yeah, I got some carrots growing in here right now. Just a neat little farm. Just kind of a little haphazardly put together. Oh, one of my fences busted. That's not good. You know, got some extra carrots. Another thing you can do is you can harness honey off of bees. Thanks for the honey, bees. How you doing? Ah, the bees are happy. I'm glad. Because we kept getting attacked from all the monsters coming out of the forest, though, I also started setting up these palisade walls way out here just to help defend us from additional attacks. We had some, they're all broken now, but this whole thing was lined with spikes too, so if the enemies ran into it, they would take additional damage and just get killed. But anywho, this is all boring stuff. This is not the castle. This is not the main thing I wanted to build. I just wanted to give you an idea of our humble beginnings. And now allow me to show you where we reside now by going through this portal. To step through that, we'll teleport as signified by these 3 rotating PNGs. And now we're in this area, which first off, to give you an idea of how big the world is, here's where we are now. And our previous base was up here. This is where we came from. Now we'll zoom out. This is how little of the world I've seen. And my castle is this. It's so big and so good that I lose frame rates when I'm near it. Unlike the other place, rather than wood, the foundation of this whole thing is made out of stone. Let's go inside. Check this out. I'm sorry about the frame rate. This is just how the game plays around this, but you know, I really want to decorate everything. I need to get some more lox hides, but I want to have like a nice kind of carpet leading us through. We got sconces lighting up this whole hallway. We have a hearth right into the middle, so it's easy to cook with 10 spits over there so that we can cook a lot of stuff all at once. To our left and right are additional rooms. This one is our workroom, where we have larger chests, additional wood piles, and several chests, all labeled. So if we ever need to make anything, we easily can by using this fully upgraded workbench right here. We also got some extra equipment on the wall because, you know, it looks pretty nice. And, don't tell anyone, but I also have a lot of money. But I had to hide it. Down here's my money chest. This is where I hide all of my money. It's a secret to everybody. On the opposite side from here is another similarly sized room. And this is our portal room. This is where we just made all of our portals. So wherever we need to go to the world from exploring, we can just instantly warp there. I haven't done a whole lot of it, but one of my friends has been doing a lot of sailing. You can see me do, like I would warp to the dock, grab a bunch of iron ore and tin and whatever, and I would sail it back to our dock that we made on the shore, and then put on the wagon and hand pull the wagon back to our base so we would have it here. You can't teleport with any kind of metal stuff. We also have our to-do list, which is currently find wood, we need more iron, we need to weave some thread, and collect chains. Let me show you what's else around here first. This is a very recent thing that we just got. For context, for the other people who have played it, we've killed 4 of the 5 current bosses in the game. They're working on getting up to 9. This is our artisan table, which allows us to get a spinning wheel. We put in some flaxseed and we get some thread. This is my surplus of stones. As you can see, I've had to use a lot of stone to build this whole place. Again, this took me literal days to build. I mean, like numerous hours every day just to put this together, because each one of these blocks had to be put together by hand. These stone pillars help support the stone walls up above and all the wood floors. But let's show you the kitchen area first, which this is our new and improved gathering hall. Much larger table. The heads of some of our fallen enemies here. A super fancy raven chair. I need to get the rest of these chairs upgraded to this kind of chair, though. I don't want one person to be at the head of the table and seem more important than any of the other players. Everyone is equal. I just need to get more supplies to do so. And we have a feast out here and ready for whenever we desire. I also got this hanging brazier, which looks nice, which, as you can see, kind of lets a lot of smoke out. But I have got 1, 2, 3 chimneys all here just to help make sure that we never choke inside our gathering hall. And plus, I think the hanging brazier up above the dining table just looks nicer than torches around the room or whatever. Going into our kitchen area, what I like about the hearth is that it's actually double-faced. So someone in the kitchen can be here cooking, and someone outside doing their other stuff can see out into the kitchen, or vice versa. I just think that's cool. And again, this also has a chimney system in between these stones going straight up. Oh, one of my stone archways broke. Right in there. Why'd that happen? I'll need to fix that. And over here, we got all of our different supplies for cooking. We got different meats, we got fish, we got lizard tails, we got entrails for making more sausages. We got all kinds of different ingredients in here for making meads, such as honey. Oh, I can actually put that honey in there. Thistle, dandelions, all kinds of berries, mushrooms, and vegetables for other stuff. But yeah, here's where we do more cooking. We got 2 separate cauldrons working here. And this is how we basically make most of our mead. And mead is basically alchemy in this game, because that's also how you make, like, healing potion mead. Like, it says healing mead, so it might as well be a healing potion. And these also have their own chimneys going straight up in between the stone. But this is also how I would make all kinds of different recipes with different ingredients. Frost resistance, poison resistance, stamina. Oops, standing in the smoke, getting a little hurt. But they both got their own. And we also got these 2 barrels here for fermenting our different brews. Actually, I think some of these are done. What do we got? Oh, we've got a bunch of healing meads. And some more healing meads. Excellent. I don't need to carry all these on me. I'm just going to drop these off. We also got some frost resistance, some mead that just tastes good. And some different potions. But I also made sure to leave room for expansion in here, so like I can always knock out some of these walls if I need to get a 3rd cauldron or extra barrel. I don't know if I will or not, but they're there. And again, they're all covered up. You can see the thatch sticking through to help protect it from the rain. But let me show you the upstairs, because there's an upstairs to this whole area, which is off to this side. So one side goes to the kitchen. This side goes up and around to the left. And this goes to all the personal bedrooms. Whereas before in our old house, we all shared the loft area next to each other. Now we all have our own bedrooms with our own personal tabards representing our colors. I'll show you mine with the blue. Here's my room. Got some deer hide rugs, a nice wolf pelt. I found a dragon egg, and then I just took it and I put it on display, and it turns out it glows and adds a little bit of like room glow for some mood lighting. You know, a window so I can still get some natural light. You know, a bigger chest with a bunch of my personal equipment, including my Christmas hat. Yep, I don't know. Any of my old equipment I've been kind of holding on to, so like this is my old silver or iron sword and shield. I put those up on the wall. This is also a special swamp key that I found. I just wanted to display it. Turns out it's huge and it glows. I ended up liking the glow, so I kept that here. And then when I'm done, you know, Viking around all day, I can always come back here and just have a sit, have some carrot soup, put my feet up on the table. You know, I got my old swords here, got some meads and tankards at the ready, you know, just to chill whenever I need to. But this is my room. For the most part, I've been kind of designating myself as like the builder for our party, so a lot of the other people who I play with helped gather all of these materials, and then I built it. So this is not like I did this. No, this was like a huge team effort. For example, Shin has gone out and done a lot of the mining for us and killing a lot of the enemies. You can tell he likes fighting, as shown by his room, where he's placed the heads of every single one of his enemies all around. We also found this weird, spooky, glowing totem. He chose to keep it. I hope it doesn't curse us. The other two guys have been so busy with their own work that they haven't, you know, upgraded their room a whole lot. This is Jadale's. Yeah, I don't think he's gotten a chance to decorate his a whole lot. Saint, I don't believe he's gotten to either, but ooh, we need to get more fuel into his sconce. It's getting dark in here. But again, there is windows all around. In fact, I'm actually going to go sleep just to warp to daytime so you can see how nice it looks during the day too. Just gonna go to sleep real quick. And decorating your room does matter, because the nicer the room is, the higher your comfort level is, and the higher your comfort level, the longer your rested bonus lasts, which helps with like health and stamina regeneration. There we are. Just make it daytime. Now, of course, monsters can attack, and we need to be able to defend ourselves. So up here, on the upper level of the castle, at any point in time, should we need it, we can run out here onto the ramparts, where we can see deep out into the forests. So if enemies are coming, it's easy for us to see them and deal with it. And then if we ever need to, just in case, I set up some archery stuff here. There's 2 extra bows and just a box of arrows, just in case. Plus some extra resin in here in case we need to refill the torches. In fact, I'm going to do that. But yeah, then we can go all the way onto this side. We got a mountain right behind us, so if we ever need to go up hunting wolves or ice drakes, we can go up there. Or we also got a spooky swamp right there in case we want to fight draugrs or ghosts or look for iron. The dark forest is just to the southeast, and just past the dark forest is the plains. So this is a perfect place to hold up. But yeah, at any point in time, we just come up here and use our arrows to launch stuff off. Now, what is important is that in order for you to go to sleep, you have to be nearby a fire. Otherwise, you're too cold and you can't sleep. And I have a fire, and that's that hearth that's down here. But that hearth, and whatever fire you make, only provides like a radius out of so much for someone to be considered by a fire for sleeping. And when I was building and designing this castle, it occurred to me that once you get upstairs, the bedrooms were not close enough to that hearth to be warm enough to stay heated. And you can't just put just a little campfire. You can't just put that on top of wood or stone. It has to be on natural ground. And with the hearth, like that stone one, it can't go on top of wood. Stone on top of wood busts the wood. And I couldn't put any more stone on top of the stone up here because it was becoming so tall and so heavy that the stone could no longer support it. So I had to come up with a solution. And I did. Out here from the ramparts, go off to the left. Beautiful sunset, or sunrise. You can go up into this upper tower area. And up in this tower area, rested upon iron supports, is an additional hearth. With an extra supply of wood, its own chimney system, protected from the elements with thatch, and this fire is in the middle of all the rooms and up above them, and this is close enough to heat all the rooms, so that's how they're all warmed up. Plus, it also provides like a kind of a cool looking tower in the middle of it. I wanted to make that just a stone tower so badly. Like, I just wanted like a cool stone tower that we can go on up above and just see the rest of the world, but you just can't. Stone on top of stone, it just gets to be too heavy and can't support it. So I had to compromise. I just went with the wood one. I still think it looks kind of cool. Another thing I wanted to show you is that you can see how this wood out here is discolored compared to all the other ones. And that's because when it rains, like, this wood just gets warped and damaged. Like, you can repair it so like the durability is back and it comes back, but it's just going to rain again and there's no point to it. So this wood, unless there's thatch on top of it, it will get warped. And you can't put a floor on top of a floor. And if it rains, this still gets wet. It has to be thatch. So throughout the entire castle is a thatch system. Each one of the bedrooms has their own thatch. But then for which you can't really see it, but right now what I'm currently walking on is a series of thatch that is protecting all the floors below. It's throughout this whole thing, like throughout this whole area, it's all additional thatch. And that's why none of the woods in the lower floors are getting damaged by water, because there is secret thatch protecting all of it. This thatch out here that's exposed, I just had to accept it's just going to get wet and there's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, that's why these kind of go up slightly with these little stairs, because one, it looks kind of cool, and two, that gets them above the other thatch so that the wood below doesn't get damaged. And the same goes for back in the kitchen area, which I'll need to just build a quick ladder so I can show you. Just make a quick little awkward ladder. So this is the areas with all of the chimneys. So like these three right here, that's the dining hall area, all protected by thatch. This one big chimney, that's the main hearth thatch. And then the two little chimneys spewing out the back for the two little cauldron areas. And then, yeah, as you can see, whole thing is thatch. I've considered at some point eventually going through and covering up with additional wood just to hide the thatch, maybe look nicer. Not really a priority. I also need to go around the rest of the stone area and finish up the little stone block rampart looking effect. And yeah, right there's my bedroom and one of the towers. But yeah, this is the castle that I made. It took a lot of effort, but I designed this thing. Like I started with graph paper, and I started like designing it on graph paper first to figure out how it actually work, and then started putting it together, tweaking things as needed. There's a couple more things I can show you outside real quick. I've been streaming this game a lot, by the way, in case you're wondering why you haven't seen or heard of this game before. It's all over on Twitch, and it's super fun. And, like, it deserves all the success and praise it's been getting. Like, this is one of the coolest versions of this kinds of games I've played in a long time. So, I showed you our old blacksmith. We've been doing a lot of upgrades, so there is indeed a new, larger blacksmith. We have a bonfire outside to help protect it from enemies. Same thing we had before. We got the kiln, we got the smelter going. Oh, we have a bunch of iron bars done. I'm gonna put those away right away. Looks like it has more smelting it needs to do. Let me grab some iron, add that in there, get some extra. Ooh, we are low on coal. Here, I'll put the rest of my wood I've got and start making that into more coal. There we go. Let that start going. Put the iron back. Yep, so we got the another workbench out here to repair anything we need. We got this iron out here. We got like smith tools, a smith's anvil, a fine tuning anvil, grinding wheel. So we can repair all of our stuff, no problem. And then we also got the newest upgrade, which is this blast furnace, which is even better at smelting stuff and allows us to smelt materials that we could not before, which is also really cool. But yeah, it basically had the same design as the old blacksmith, like little X's back there. I just had to make it larger to fit more stuff. And then I also had a farm back here with a couple of upgrades. Oh, my carrot seeds are ready, and I also have some turnip seeds for turnips. We also have double the amount of bees going for our meadery. And we just got this windmill, allowing us to start processing it into flour for other things. Now we can make like fish tortillas. We can make bread. Super cool. This pathway runs all the way deep past the swamp, some deposits, and goes down into a dock area where we've been doing a lot of sailing. We had to do that by hand and smooth it out by hand. So if we found any other iron ores or anything out there, we could grab it and bring it back here. And that's why we have these wagons, because you can literally fill this with a ton of stuff. Just throw whatever you want in there, and then you just pick it up and just wagon it around. But the thing is, like, the more stuff you put into the wagon, the heavier it gets, the harder it is to pull. And at some point, it gets too heavy for your strength to be able to pull it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to show you guys my castle that I built. I'm kind of proud of it. Yeah, if you have been wondering about this game, if it's any good or not, the answer is a resounding yes. Really like the game. Highly recommend it. It is still early access, but it's so impressive for early access. And there's just more stuff coming, which is so cool. Me and my friends have been having a blast with it, and it's been a lot of fun, and I would easily recommend it for any one of you too. Yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you like my Viking guy here, looking out wistfully into the world. There you go. Just wanted to show us off. Hope you guys liked it. If you're playing Valheim yourself, maybe you got some inspiration from me showing off my stuff. But for now, I will be here defending my castle forever from any intruders. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. See you next time.